Hello! Whoa, look at me. I'm like really a weird color. This background will not do. That is worse. Let me just do this. There we go. Hey, here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me turn down the music too. We've got a pretty exciting stream today. At least it's exciting to me. Let me know if the music is too loud or not. Yeah, the camera is weirdly yellow. How do I fix that? One second. What is going on here? Is that any better? Not really. Whoa, there we go. Is that better? Seems like it. Hey, bro, how's it going? Pearl, glad to have you here. And Markley, not Malarkey. Okay, so here is the deal. Today, we are going to be doing something kind of important. We're going to be coming up with a name for my private practice. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've kind of put it off, mostly because I wanted to do this, right? I sort of wanted input from people on the name as we're going through this process. I also just had a hard time coming up with something that I really liked. So I figured that crowdsourcing this was probably going to be a good option. So here's what's going to happen. First things first is, I put out this video. Let's think about this. I put out this video a week ago, I guess. And it was a video where I kind of announced that I had quit my job and decided to strike out on my own and put out my own shingle, as they say, to start my own private practice. And by doing that affords me a few things. It makes my time a little bit more flexible. It gives me ownership over my schedule, over the business side of things itself, and I can kind of just create what I want. The hard part is, music still a little loud? Thank you. How's that? Is that better? The hard part is I need the name. So what I've done so far is, on all the legal paperwork that I've done up till now, I've put just Micah Caldwell Therapy, PLLC, which is not great. It's not particularly, it doesn't conjure any ideas or any images. So I want a name that fits a few criteria. So you can see that here next to me. The criteria are, I want the name to be distinctive enough that no one else is using it. That's more for legal reasons. I can't choose a name. I can't call my practice Walmart, unfortunately, because that would infringe on someone else's name. Or maybe I could call it probably Walmart Therapy, but I couldn't just call it Walmart. So I need something that is distinctive enough that it's not going to get confused with something else. That would also be helpful in terms of showing up in search terms and stuff like that. If somebody were to search my name and there's something else that's more established than me, or someone who has a similar or matching name, that's going to be bad. So it needs to be distinctive enough that no one else is really using it, or it's not being used in this context. I don't want it to be too eccentric, but I do want it to be memorable, right? Something that you're gonna recall. I also don't want it to be too general, where it's just like something that you forget as soon as you hear it. I don't want anything that's too long, right? That if the name is too long, it becomes harder to search, it becomes harder to remember. It kind of hits these other categories that are unappealing to me. Also, I think short and sweet is nice. I want it to be easy to spell and pronounce. I find this a lot with business names where you don't really know how to say the word, and therefore you don't know how to spell it. So that's a must. It's got to hit those categories. I want it to. This is a kind of a more of a general, subjective idea. I want it to sound good to say. Don't want anything that feels too garbled in the mouth. I want it to be web friendly. So I have to be able to find the domain name. And I'd like to be able to find social media handles for it too. So right now, my domain name, which I might keep potentially, is therapywithmicah.com. Simple, straightforward. It was available, so that's what I got. So maybe I'll keep that, right? And maybe that ends up being the name of the company too. It would be pretty straightforward. But maybe not. We'll have to go through all the options. The other thing, the last kind of criteria that I have on here is I want it to fit with the values and image that I want for the company, the brand, if you so please. So it's going to be virtual. That doesn't necessarily need to be part of the name, but that is what it's going to be, at least at first. It'll mostly be targeting locals here in Chicago area, and college students are sort of an area that I'm going to be seeking out, and trying to target for now, and that might change over time. Evidence-based, that's something that won't be changing. I don't know why I wrote down real talk, but just, therapy that's not really, I think that there's different ideas, different kinds of therapists that people think of. So in terms of my approach, I try to be more focused, solution focused, evidence-based, like personable, right? And I am a human being in therapy, rather than perhaps the thing that's at the end of the list. I don't want anything that sounds mystical or woo-woo or new agey or cliche, that kind of thing. Okay. So those are criteria, and then empathetic and caring, right? So it's sort of this balance of being evidence-based, being firm and to the point, but also person-centered, if you want to call it that. All right, I haven't been reading the comments all that much, so let me go back to that. Why not name it the Neurotransmission Center? Yeah, so that was a recommendation, not the Neurotransmission Center, but someone said, why not just call it neurotransmissions? And I really want this to be its own separate thing, calling it neurotransmissions. The channel is distinct, and that's something that Allie and I started together. So to kind of co-opt that for the therapy side of things doesn't sit well with me. It would also have some kind of, I think, issues in terms of having that overlap. It would become more confusing, I think. This is really, I want this to be its own distinct company, because it is. It doesn't, other than this video that I just released where I'm kind of talking about my experience, there isn't really any overlap there, and I'd like to keep it that way. Called Wellness. Oh, Called Wellness. That's funny. Called Wellness. You love these. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. The background music that I'm that I've got going is all like video game lo-fi music. I don't know what was playing at that moment. Probably something from like Pokemon or something. Does therapy have to be in the name? No. Therapy does not have to be in the name. It would probably help for searching and sort of put it explicitly out there. And, you can use therapy and counseling interchangeably. I like to use therapy more. I think it's become a more popular term as of late. I think counseling opens it up to other kinds of categories that I don't really associate. So therapy can be associated with like physical therapy and that kind of thing too, but I think people get it when you say therapy. They know what you mean. Counseling could include like college counseling and pastoral counseling and all that stuff. All right, so we've already got some suggestions rolling in. Balanced mind. I'm gonna write these down. So, and then I'll go through the comments as well. Balanced mind. Sometimes it's helpful to give examples of brand names you love, then ones you hate. Brand names that I love and brand names that I hate. That's hard to say. Brand names that I love and brand names that I hate. I'm gonna have to think on that. It's hard to do that on the spot. Yeah, but that would be helpful, I think. Therapy with Micah is also pretty awesome. Thank you, Pearl. Appreciate that. Oh, Allie Cattails, we got a brand strategist in the house. You're gonna become very useful here. David said center point. Center point. Center point. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add one. This is like maybe a video related term, which is anchor point. Anchor point is the point. So if, let's say you're rotating something, this is not exclusive to video, it's really just digital software where you're manipulating images. The anchor point is the point where something revolves or scales or that kind of thing. It all comes to that point. So that'd be kind of cool. Question, what modalities are you offering? Great question, Pearl. So primary modalities include cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, motivational interviewing, person-centered therapy. I kind of have a what would you call it? An eclectic modality. I kind of grab from a lot of different things. Solution-focused therapy, trauma-focused therapy, addictions therapy, that kind of thing. Those are some. Addictions therapy isn't a modality necessarily, but more focused, I guess, when it comes to addictions, looking more at harm reduction as the approach. But yeah, I mean, I kind of grab from a lot of different categories. If there's some stuff that I like from Gestalt therapy, then I'll take some of the pieces from that. That kind of thing. Okay, peace of mind therapy. Okay, we're gonna start writing these down. Peace of mind therapy, true calm therapy, personal touch therapy, neuro touch point therapy. Therapy with Micah is nice and clear on what the expectation is. It has less business vibes. It sounds like a nice chat. Yeah. It's funny that you say that. It's grown on me a lot. Another question, are you going to be targeting specific care situations like trauma and cancer support, couple support, etc.? So no couples, no kids. That's not something that I've had training in. I've worked with kids in the past, so I have experience with that. But that tends to be a specialized area. So I'm targeting adults, and in terms of where I'm going to be targeting, mostly, at least at the start, it'll be college students, so folks who are in that transitional stage, undergrad and graduate, as well as any other working adults too. But in terms of specific areas, a lot of my experience and expertise is with addictions, with trauma, obviously anxiety and depression, men's issues, LGBTQ plus support, that kind of thing. That's all kind of part of my niche area. But it'll be adults, primarily individual therapy, weekly for the most part. I might be doing some groups in the future, but that's not on the docket quite yet. So, called wellness. Is this a type of thing where you would bring others in to expand on the practice? Great question, Donnie. So right now, no. Right now, the goal is to keep it small, simple, and that means just me. I don't even want to really hire anyone to do some of this work because I want to keep it as streamlined and simple as possible. At some point in the future, maybe that would happen. I don't really have a strong desire to grow and expand and start supervising people, because I've done that for a long time, and it's just a lot of work and work that I don't, I like the therapy side, right? And so as soon as I start bringing on other people, unless they are independent practitioners who do their own thing and kind of have their own responsibilities, and we just like check in every once in a while, I don't really want to do that. With the exception of, I would be interested in supervising students who are needing to do like a practicum or an internship, that kind of thing. I would totally do that. I would totally be willing to like bring on folks who are just starting that process, because I like that aspect of things. And I really appreciated having advisors and supervisors when I was in that stage who were knowledgeable and supportive, and who just like gave me all the support that I needed. So that's something that I would consider. Oh wow, the names are streaming in. Allie here, what about something place-based, like a plant or tree or landmark that you want to connect with? Plant or tree or landmark? I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. What would be a... I know that plants and like those kinds of names are fairly popular. I'm gonna come back to that. I just want to make sure that I'm getting to these. We got Tranquil Hearts. Oh, can you guys even see the bottom here? Yeah, you can. Good. Tranquil Hearts. We've got Called to Wellness. Oops. Called to Wellness. That's pretty funny. Going for the puns. Future You. Center Self Therapy. Balance Point Therapy. Personal Touch kind of sounds like there's going to be a happy ending. Well, that is true, Pearl. We probably don't want to conjure that image, right? Anything with touch in it might be kind of on that line. So maybe don't want to. There's no risk of that, but you don't want to. I don't know. The word touch is kind of a weird word to me anyway. Realigned Mind Therapy. I like that rhyme. I actually like therapy with Micah as well. Okay, we got more support for therapy with Micah. Deep roots therapy. Work in progress therapy. So demographics are individual adults, 20 to 50. Yeah. 18 to 50, because, you know, college students start going to college around 18. I know there's some kids who go earlier. But yeah, I would say that range. I don't have experience working with geriatric adults outside of an addictions clinic that I worked at, where you would have some of those folks coming in, but for the most part, you know, that was not the focus. It was on like geriatric. It's so yeah, 20 to 50, 20 to 60. Therapy with Micah does sound very welcoming. Okay, that's good to hear. Am I missing? That's okay. No, good. I like knowing you're gonna grab from different modalities, so maybe signaling that by using, "Hey, WarX, glad to see you." Hey, welcome to the chat. Signaling that by using integrative somewhere. Integrative as a word, then quotes. Confident growth counseling. Confident growth counseling. Microdose. Microdose. Might be a little silly for me. Put anything touchy on the B list. Yeah, I think I'm with you there, Pearl. Big change therapy. Dose equals dopamine oxy, like Oxycontin, serotonin, and endorphins, or maybe oxygen. Mind shift therapy. Mind shift therapy. That's already a wellness solution in Canada. There you go. All right, knock it off the list. All right, I'm gonna go through the comments that I received on the video, which are up here. And that way we can also incorporate those. You can keep putting ideas in the chat. I'm just gonna go through these first. So, from the comments, is Therapy McTherapy face taken yet? I knew that was gonna hit. Somebody had to say it. You know, we just had to get it out of the way so that we can move past it. Let's see. You're gonna do great, Micah, and good on you. Okay. Honestly, about the name of your practice, as someone who uses talk therapy, I tend to prefer self-named clinics. Funny. Too often the names people come up with sound really new agey or culty, or in other ways cringe to me. I prefer the name of the therapist and then a strong byline, if that makes sense. I'm sure other clients are the other way around, but maybe worth a thought. Yeah, I agree. I want to stay away from that kind of new agey, culty sound, right? You know, like, I don't know, authentic self therapy, that kind of thing. Not that I'm against being your authentic self, but there's certain terms I think that put people off, myself included. It's a bit of a steal, but how about I see you for the name of your private practice? I see you therapy. I don't know if I would like that. How about something with new beginnings as a practice name? It's fitting for both therapy, giving people a chance at becoming a new person, as well as its personal importance to you as a new chance and your daughter's birth. Aw, that's very sweet. That's cute. New beginnings. Possibly. Why are you not using neurotransmissions or some kind of variation of that name? Yeah, so that came up as a question, or, you know, a suggestion was using neurotransmissions somewhere like as the name of the practice, and we're not going to do that because this is its own thing. As for the business name, what about your catchphrase, think about it, or a variant thereof? After all, one of the effects of therapy can be thinking about stuff in a new and more helpful way. Not bad. Think about it therapy. I'm of two minds. One is like, oh, that's really clever. The other is if I, was searching for therapy myself and I came across a place called Think About It Therapy, something like that, I think I would maybe be put off by that a little bit. It's sort of like gosh, I'm trying to think of something analogous. It's like when you see a school that's named like let's have fun elementary school or something like that. You know what I mean? It sounds a little unserious. That's my own personal opinion. Business name idea, let's talk. Let's talk therapy. I think that also kind of fits into that same category. Personally, let's talk. I'm sure that's also used a lot, hard to search that. Insights with Micah, LLC. Well, I've already got the LLC name down, so we're not going to worry about that. Insights with Micah, LLC. Insights with Micah. Yeah, I don't know. I think therapy with Micah would be preferred over that. Let's see. Oh, this is Jom's comment. Jom is great. Jom has been a fan of the channel for a long time. He suggested your business name better be mic up your mind. It's a little bit hard to parse. Mic up your mind. This is one of those where it would be hard to spell. The search would be horrible. So maybe we don't do that one. But I like the idea. It's very clever. Regarding the business name, if you were selling countertops, Formica could work. Yeah. This one time when I was a kid, I can recall playing in my room, and my parents were in the other room, and they were talking among themselves, and they weren't being particularly quiet, and they were talking about how like, oh yeah, it's for Micah. And they were talking about something, and I was very confused, but in my mind, I'd convinced myself that they got a present for me, that it was something for me that they were talking about. But no, unfortunately, it was just a table that they had brought home that they were very excited about because the table surface was for Micah. So, oh, there's another one. Maybe Life Comb. Work out life's tangles. That's fun. That sounds like a startup name. Life Comb. It's not bad. It's not bad as a name. But since it's just me, that feels a little bit too big. You know what I mean? Life Comb. What about Kevin? Thank you, Sophia. I don't think I'll name it Kevin. And then Kai said mind endings or end of mind. Wits End? How about Wits End? Wits End therapy. Okay. All right. I'm going to catch up on names. Let's see. We've got Refresh the Mind. Therapy. New Roots therapy. Oxytocin, duh. Thank you for that. Not Oxycontin. Next Level mindset therapy, or just Live Laugh Love. Yeah, Live Laugh Love therapy. That's definitely that hits it on the nose. Next level mindset therapy. I feel like we have something with mindset. Maybe we don't. Mindset therapy. Play on words. Oh, microdose. Like play on microdose. Hey, if I ever get into psychedelic therapy, that would be awesome. That would probably need to be its own business. Think about it as on the nose, eh? Yeah, I agree with you, Pearl. It's a bit on the nose. Opinion: if this is going to be a personal practice, a non-personal name kind of implies it's just a place where you work. For example, my therapist works with a clinic called Changeways, but I always forget it. Interesting. That's good to know. Yeah, Tim, I think you're onto something there. You don't want it to be too impersonal, too detached, but also not everyone is going to remember the name Micah, you know, potentially. Hey, Jeffrey. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed your, and Warx, I missed your comments. Yeah, so Warx, just to catch you up, we're brainstorming names for my private practice, my therapy private practice. Oh, Jeffrey already answered you. They got me a table. Yeah, exactly. You like the idea of something that could play with the idea of untangling thoughts and feelings. Yeah. I could see that. Let's see. Insights with Mike would be great for a newsletter name. That's true. Or maybe that's the blog name, you know, which I probably would do that instead of a newsletter. BBH. Where was that one? I don't think I wrote it down. Insights with Micah. It's kind of veering into that SNL territory. What was that thing called? Deep thoughts with so-and-so. This reminds me of when I had to come up with a roller derby name for myself. Oh man, roller derby names. That sounds more fun than this, actually. Cornerstone therapy. Okay, we got a bunch. Cornerstone therapy. Beacon therapy. Bacon therapy. North Star therapy. So funny enough, I used to work at a place called North Star. So I don't know if I want to name it that. Not that I have like horrible memories from there, but little changes. Little changes. We got big change therapy, then we got little changes. Baby steps. That sounds like I'm going to be working with children. Kevin is a good name for any professional practice. I know a couple of lawyers named their firms Kevin. Safe space therapy. Brave space therapy. Fika therapy. Yeah, if we want to really lean into Swedish terms, Fika therapy is the way to go. Path, not pathology. How is that for a kitschy name? Yeah, putting a comma in a name really throws me off. Anytime I see a band that has a comma in their name, it feels wrong, you know? I'd probably avoid that. What outcomes do you hope for your patients? Personal growth, overcoming fears, etc. Well, I don't, that's the nice thing about this, right? I don't really determine the outcome. It's the person who I'm seeing who determines it, right? When we're coming up with goals, that kind of thing, they are the ones who are leading that discussion. They're the ones that know what they really want out of this. So I'm more of a Sherpa, a coach. Coach goes into the life coach area too much. I'm more of the guide, so to speak, rather than the one who's actually determining what that person needs for themselves. It's less paternalistic, and more like not self-guided, but like supportive and working with people. Because I think that used to be sort of an old style of therapy was, you'd go into the room and then this male therapist would tell you, well, here's your problem, right? Here's what's going on in your head, and here's what you need to do. And I think that was harmful in a lot of situations. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So the outcome is what that person wants. My only outcome expectation is that I'm helping them get to where they want to get to. So, let's see here. Untangling thoughts makes me think of something like the mind's jungle gym. On second thought, that's probably pediatric practice. Yeah. I know. There's a lot of good stuff, that there's a lot of great names, but not all that conjure the correct images. Step-by-step therapy. I actually don't mind that. My catastrophic thoughts are over therapy. Yeah, that's an option, Tim. Inner insight counseling. You don't think you're helping? Yeah. Tim, you've got some good ones. Tim, you're helping by being here. That's true. Someone has to fill the B list. Yeah, or the C list. I'm just kidding. Self-discovery therapy or discover yourself therapy. Okay, so the discover yourself therapy kind of veers into that range of sort of new agey cliche feeling to me, a little bit. Self-discovery therapy is better than discover yourself therapy, I think. Still not quite. I'll put that down though. Self-discovery therapy. Okay. All right. We've got a lot. I want to share some of the names that I was sort of brainstorming. They're not good. As you can see, I told myself, include any and all, even bad ones. So we've got emotiva, equilibria. I was trying to find names that are not really words, but that would be simple enough to remember. Resolvent, focal, catharsis, petrichor. I just like the word petrichor. That smell when it rains on cement. Idyllic, verve. I kind of like verve a little bit. Actually, I like voxel too. It's like voxel is like a unit. Nobody will know how to spell these? Yeah, you're probably right. Resonant. Illy. So the only reason I came up with illy was I was thinking about how the word, when it's lowercase, looks like a person and then a screen and then a screen and then a person. So you kind of, in the name, get across that it's virtual therapy. I don't know. It's just an idea that came to me. Authentic perspective, safe haven, mind stream, rendered change, criticality. That actually I don't like. And then I thought something that uses like my initials and just like mashing together two different words. Mindful, mind, mental, meditate, mindset, medulla, my, main, make, many, map, middle, mood, mutual, myriad. And then from the C's, we've got care, calm, change, counseling, clarity, cognitive, clinical, coping, conscious, cloud, call, conversation, control, connect. You know, so you could do sort of like a mix and match kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. Reasonably sized changes therapy. More like a shepherd herding sheep. Cognitive cat herder. Voxel is a significant thing in video games and graphics. Yeah, exactly. Voxel is in that. It's also for fMRIs. I think they measure things in voxels. Mindset counseling. Yeah, see, counseling is like one of those words that I don't love. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I'd prefer to stay away from it a little bit. Mycatharsis. Resolvent is a cleaning solution in Canada? That's too bad. I have to delete that one. Where was that? Did I already delete it? I may have. Nope, there it is. Making connections. Making connections. I just heard Allie scream from the other room. Making connections therapy. Yeah. Meaningful connections. Yeah. Possibly. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're going to do real quick. I'm gonna go through these names. What? What equals boom? I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, I'm gonna go through these names one by one. Well, first off, I'm gonna call some. Okay. Just to eliminate some of these from contention, because I already know which ones I'm probably not gonna like. So, balanced mind, I'm gonna say no. Center point, maybe. Anchor point, maybe. Peace of mind, no. True calm, no. Personal touch, no. Neuro touch, no. Agree with Micah, still there. Called wellness. I'm gonna leave that for now. Tranquil hearts, no. Called to wellness. No. Future you. No. Center self. Therapy. I'm on the fence on that one. Balance point. I'm gonna say no on center self. Balance point therapy. Maybe. Perfectly balanced. I'll just have Thanos on the website. Realigned mind therapy. I like the rhyming. Let's just try aligned mind. I'll keep that there for now. Deep roots therapy. Now, roots is kind of a cliche in therapy. Work in progress therapy. I don't know. I'll leave it for now. Integrative. Oh, that was just like a term that we could throw in there. I'm going to delete that. We can come back to it. Confident growth counseling. No. Mycadose. No. Big change therapy. No. Refresh the mind therapy. No. Deep roots therapy or new roots. No. Mindset therapy. No. Insights with Micah. We'll leave it. Oh, I misspelled this. Cornerstone therapy. I bet that is a thing already. I'll leave it. Beacon therapy. No. North Star therapy. No. Little changes. That sounds like children. Baby steps. That sounds like children. Safe space therapy. That sounds like it's specifically targeting trauma folks. I'm going to delete that. Brave space therapy. No. Brave is one of those terms that I find a little bit too I don't know. It doesn't fit my vibe. Ecotherapy, no. Path, not pathology. I'm going to delete that. Step-by-step therapy, maybe. Inner insight counseling. Let's just swap that out. Inner insight therapy, maybe. Self-discovery therapy, maybe. Making connections, no. Okay. Making connections sounds like a dating service. Fair. Called wellness could give a bit of Jesus vibes. Good point, John David. I imagine that's your name because your name is I am John David. Called wellness does kind of have a sort of religious undertone. Pathways to change. Okay, we've got some new ones. I'm just going to write them down first. Pathways to change, new horizons, practical minds, oasis, therapy, new beginnings, therapy. So we had new beginnings. That was one of the suggestions from above. Oh yeah, I didn't really put these in. Therapy, we're not going to do that one. This person likes self-named. I see you. I said no to that. New beginnings, we just put down. Neurotransmissions, we said no to that. Think about it. We said no. Let's talk. We said no. Insights with Micah, we wrote down. Mic up your mind. I'm going to say no on that. I'll put down life comb, even though. I don't know. Even though I'm not totally convinced on that. Kevin, no. Mind endings, end of mind. I'm going to say no to those. Okay. What else we got on here? Better. Which stands for brain essence therapy treatments. What's the ER then? We've got BET. Brain essence therapy treatments. Gonna be honest, when I saw this live stream pop up last night, I read private as primate. Primate practice. Yeah. Primate. I work with, oh gosh, I'm gonna sound stupid. I can't remember if monkeys and apes are both primates, right? Now I can't remember. Mindset counseling. Did I write that down? I don't think I did. I'm gonna write down mindset counseling. Work in progress therapy. Micah's work in progress practice. That's true. It is kind of a reflection there. Let's see here. Step by step sounds like AA. Oh, that's true. It does. 12-step therapy. That's better, right? Yeah, step by step could kind of give off that AA vibe. We just I tried to come up with more path things, but only psychopath came up. Hilarious. Psychopath therapy. Perfect. Let's see. Allie is the person with the primate practice. Yeah. Allie actually has never worked with primates. Actually, maybe she did in undergrad. Way forward therapy. Way forward therapy. That makes me think of way forward games. Oh, well. Maybe not then. Blah, 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 blah. I'm new. I'm guessing you're a therapist. Yes, Arlene. Welcome to the stream. I am a therapist. I've been doing therapy in both California and Illinois. and I'm starting my first practice. I've only worked for other people my whole career, and that's changing. That's changing next month. I've quit my job. I've got from now till July 31st, which is when we start. I gotta get everything up and running. Thank you, Arlene. Let's see. The only primates I've worked with are humans. Oh, there you go. Allie has never worked with primates, except for humans. Long and winding road. Progress, not perfection. See, this is another one. This kind of sounds like that other one that we had, where it's like path, not pathology. Progress, not perfection. I'm not gonna lie, Jeff. I don't love that. You tend to be really good at coming up with names for things, and so I trust your judgment. But this one's a dud. Just suddenly turn all mean. I think I was misremembering that video on the stoned ape theory. Yeah, perhaps that could be. Do you have a specific speciality? Ketamine, hypnosis, etc. Not ketamine, not hypnosis. Ketamine, you have to. That has to be conducted by someone who has prescribing power or has supervision by someone who has prescribing power. I'm going to be doing virtual, and I'm not a prescriber. That's not even an option for me. Unfortunately, I think it would be really cool to do that kind of work, but it's not accessible to me in my current position. Hypnosis, no. Hypnosis is something, I should do a video on hypnosis at some point. It's one of those things that I have poo-pooed, and I don't really know that much about. So it's possible that I have given it a bad name, or that I'm biased against it. I had some colleagues who did a hypnosis training. I think it's, I think hypnosis can fit into a similar category as like mindfulness and meditation. And there is some evidence for it being effective in addictions treatment, which is interesting. But I have like zero experience with it. My specialties are in addictions work though, trauma work, men's issues. I'm like blanking out. You can look at my website. I have them all listed there. Yeah, progress, not perfection does sound like more of a motto. Jeff's secret is to come up with many bad names so that the mediocre ones stand out. Yeah, sure. Tim says, pretty good Werner Herzog impressions. I'm glad you like my Werner Herzog impression. I had to watch a lot of videos of him to try to get he has a weird accent. And one thing that I noticed, he doesn't pronounce his words the same every time. He'll change the way that he pronounces things. It's very annoying. There's a professor at Stanford who does research into hypnosis. I believe it. There's professors in a lot of places who do research in hypnosis. It is not without its supporters and there's people looking into it for a lot of different things. So I think it's also sometimes used for like pain management, stuff like that too. It's along the same lines as like, at University of Wisconsin, Madison, they've done work with like the Dalai Lama and like Buddhist monks and other people who regularly practice meditation and stuff like that as a way of exploring like pain and how meditation can counteract it and stuff like that. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, let me go through these more recent ones. Pathways to change. I'm going to say no. New Horizons. That sounds like that video game. The one with Aloy. Aloy! What's that video game? The new one was Forbidden West? Forbidden something. What was that? What's that game called? Horizon. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I guess New Horizons isn't it. Was New Horizons Animal Crossing? Animal Crossing. That's it. Okay, Pearl just said confirmed Animal Crossing. That's what it is. Okay. All right. We got there eventually. Not Horizon Zero Dawn. New Horizon. Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm going to cross New Horizons off. Practical Minds. I don't hate that, actually. Practical Minds. I'll leave it on for now. Oasis Therapy. I'm going to say no to that. New Beginnings. That was one from above. And also someone in the chat. New Beginnings. I don't know if that's the right fit. I love the idea behind it, you know, the symbolism, but I don't think that that will work. Life Comb. I'm gonna leave it. I don't know why it's kind of growing on me. Mindset Counseling. No. Progress not perfection. No. Okay. Let's see here. Men's issues made me think of some pun around mental health or something. Yeah, I don't want to be exclusively men's issues. That's like an aspect. I just feel like there aren't, well, it's not that I feel that this way, but there simply are not as many male therapists. It's not like there aren't any, but it is a female-dominated field. So that tends to be an area of need. California and where? California and Illinois. Oh, my audio is probably getting low because I'm like backing away and then coming forward. Yeah. You'd love an Animal Crossing practice? Maybe at some point I'll do video game therapy. That'd be kind of fun. Probably couldn't get it covered by insurance though. New Beginnings is the name of a psychiatric hospital that focuses on substance abuse. There you go. I'm sure New Beginnings is a super common therapy practice name. Actually, same thing with Cornerstone. I'm going to remove Cornerstone. I just feel like that's kind of generic. Mind Me. Mind Me. Mind Me. I don't know. Doesn't sit right with me. Weaving patterns therapy. Oh, Mind Me. Like one word. Mind Me. Like BetterHelp. Yeah. Mind Me therapy. Mind Me. Mind Me. I don't know if I like Mind Me. That's one of those that like, yeah, it doesn't sound good to say. Mind Me. Let's see. Oh yeah, New Horizons was the NASA probe. Duh. Can anyone come up with an acronym for MICA so that people will remember how to spell it? Minds in Care and Health. That's it. We found it. No, I appreciate the effort. I don't think that's it. I am I. No, that sounds really confusing. Michael, like in R2, RDR2, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, Micah like in Red Dead Redemption 2. I actually haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. All I know is that Micah in that game is a jerk. And everyone hates him, which is great. Okay, let's look at the ones that we got. we have... Actually, let's do some voting, okay? Let's number these. I figured it was autocorrect, yeah. I hate it when that happens. Okay, we have 12 names right now. Center Point, Anchor Point, Therapy with Micah, Balance Point Therapy, Aligned Mind Therapy, Work in Progress Therapy, Insights with Micah, Step by Step Therapy, Inner Insight Therapy, Self-Discovery Therapy, Practical Minds, and Life Comb Therapy. All I want you to do is, let's say, put your top 3. So put down 3 numbers that you, and in the order that you like them, or the name that you think would be best. And then we'll chat. Oh, let me not move off of this. You know what? I'm going to put, before you vote, hang on. I'm going to put a few more on here. 1 second. Okay, 15 total. Yes, we will do a search results pass to see what comes up. We'll do that all together. Non-self-help services. Just hyphens everywhere. Non-self-help. Yeah. Actually, in the video, the private practice. So you can vote now. Pick your top 3 and put them in order of that you like them. Right? So the number 1 spot, put the number there for the one that you like the most, then the next, then the one that you like third. So in the video that just came out, I talked about action faking, and I was originally going to talk about this in the video, but it seemed sort of out of place and like I was going off on a tangent, which maybe people don't care about. But the term action faking comes from the self-help world originally. So, or it's closely associated with it. The idea being that with self-help, you go out, you go to the bookstore, or you go to a seminar or something like that, and let's say you buy a self-help book, and you bring that book home and you read it. Let's say it's a book about how to better manage your time, right? That kind of thing. The idea behind this was, by reading the book, you're getting that dopamine hit. It feels like you're being productive. It feels like you're making change. And then what happens is you finish the book, you close it, you put it off to the side, and you don't make any actual changes to your behavior or your life. So it feels like you're doing something, right? But it's just action faking. You're faking yourself out, and you're not actually making any changes at all. So that's where that term sort of comes from. I'm gonna wait another minute or two for people to put. So if you're joining late, right? If you're just joining, or if you missed this before, all I want you to do is look at these 15 names here, right? These 15, and I want you to rank your top 3, right? So if you like number 5 first, then you put that in the 1 spot, right? 5, 2, 7, and those will be your top 3 in order that you like them. Then we'll chat about that. Let's see. Dunder Mifflin. Yeah, that name's not taken. Let's see. Names for therapy places usually make me cringe. That's probably more about me, though. I somehow don't have a name for my practice. I'm just me, my name. Yeah, no, I think you walk a fine line with naming. Because it can go into that cringe space, for sure. Typical ADHD behavior, right? Yeah, Arlene, yeah. ADHD all the way. Start something and you're like, wait, what's that? And you get distracted. Definitely. There isn't a way to conduct a poll for this, eh? Isn't it difficult to track our responses? I'll just go through and mark them. The issue with polls is there's 15 names, and I think polls are limited to like five total. And also I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and Twitch doesn't let me do polls, unfortunately. Instead of actually cleaning the house. Right. Yeah. You end up doing something else. You're like, supposed to clean the house, but instead you decide that now is a really good time to finally replace the headlight bulb in your car. Can someone rank the results? I would, but I'm on my phone. I can do it, Pearl. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through it. Read the book, set it down, and forget it. Just like creating a list. Exactly. All right, I'm gonna start counting up these rankings. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Is there a way? Is there a way to turn this into a table? It's not that big of a deal, I guess. Well, let me try this. Let's do this. Insert table. 15 to 2. Wow, that's not gonna work. All right, whatever. Not a big deal. I could do a spreadsheet, but I'm not gonna do that. We'll just do this because I'm lazy. Just to keep things a little bit organized. Delete that. I know this is why you come here, is to watch me tally things up. Okay, here we go. So Jeff said 3, then 15, then 12. Okay. Then going back, here we go. We've got 5, then 7, then 3. You might be confused by my system. I will explain shortly. 3, then 6, then 7, 9, then 1, then 4. Nessie, you only wrote down 1. Just want to make sure you didn't put it down a different. Okay, cool. Nessie said 2. Reich said 3, then 6, then 7. Pikachu, the world's most amazing cat, which is a great name, great username, said therapy with Micah is 1, aligned mind is 2, and whip therapy, work in progress, is 3. Oop. Pearl said 3, then 12, then 15. Ornella said 3, then 15, then 5. Lewis, okay. John David said 13, then 2, then 3. Steven said 3, then 15. Where'd it go? There. Wait, no, 3, not 15, then 2. Sorry, 3, then 7. What am I doing? Then 12. Faceless said 13, then 7, then 12. I'm going to mispronounce this. Najin, I think, said 15, then 7, then 3. Be careful, some people posted more than once, I think because they changed their minds. Yeah, I've been tracking. Let's see. Will your practice primarily be a physical office or virtual? Totally virtual. All virtual. Okay. We have the results. First off, let's delete all the ones that didn't get any votes. Okay. These are the only ones that received, Lewis. Great. Lewis put in a last minute vote. There we go. Now, I know what you're going to say. It's pretty obvious what the winner is, and I think that's true. But let's go through these. Center point only got 1 vote. Balance point only got 1 vote. Inner insight therapy only got 1 vote. Balance point was kind of the last place there. Center point, second to last. Why am I deleting these? I should probably just save them. Inner insight, was somebody's first choice, but just didn't make it. Voxel therapy, kind of was behind, sort of a last minute ad. Actually, it's funny. Resonant therapy was also a last minute ad and got quite a few votes, which is interesting. But if we're really being honest with ourselves, the top ones are Insights with Micah and Therapy with Micah. How funny that the website that I chose as sort of a stand-in would end up being the actual name of my practice. Wow. Oh, did I delete your vote, Lewis? I'm sorry. What did I do? There. Now it's back. There we go. Pearl, I appreciate that. I should do a separate brainstorm that plays on my name? I don't know. I feel like this is okay. So here's what we got here. Let's bold that. Therapy with Micah. Why is this a good choice? It's direct. It's to the point. It makes it clear that it's one person. It's less boring than Micah Caldwell Therapy, PLLC. It sounds personable. It sounds casual. What are the disadvantages, right? Why would this be a poor selection? For some people, it might sound too casual, right? Trying to think of other disadvantages. It has my name in it, which can be hard to spell. It's the width, it's the relationship. Yeah, I think that is part of what I like about it too. Balanced Minds with Micah. I don't know. I think that sounds like a TV show, you know? Uh, Therapy with Micah is pretty straightforward. And then it makes the website easy to remember as well. And like you were saying, Lewis, it doesn't sound too cringe. Where is this name going to be used? It'll essentially be my DBA, which is my doing business as name. So it'll be on my website. It'll be used for any advertising, marketing, online presence. It will literally be the business name, pretty much, for all intents and purposes, to the public, instead of the LLC name. So the LLC name will be the legal name, and that will still be there. Micah Caldwell Therapy, LLC. But the DBA is what people will end up seeing otherwise, right? That's what they will recognize as the practice. I think that's good. I think it's unique enough to, because it has my name, because my name is not that common. I think it's unique enough that it would be easy to find, easy for search terms, easy for finding handles and stuff like that. How funny. Spent all this time deliberating and I had already chosen the name. And it kind of fits the criteria. It is a little long. But it's not complicated. It's distinctive enough, not too eccentric, not too general, not too long. It is time well spent to verify that it's a good name. Yeah, I agree with that. It's not the easiest to spell. And quite frankly, when people say my name, sometimes they mispronounce it and say Mika. But I think, I don't know, it could be much worse. It sounds fine. Sounds good to say. Therapy with Micah. It is web friendly. And it fits with kind of the feel that I'm going for. It avoids that new age or cliche feel. It feels more grounded. Doesn't necessarily get across the target audience or the virtual aspect, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be included. That's something that people will find out on the website. Funny. Okay. Well, this is what we're gonna do then. We have come up with a name. The name of the business will be Therapy with Micah. I mean, look at all the 1 rankings that we have for this name. And then, of course, a few 3rd place rankings too. That to me is pretty good evidence that this is the correct choice. Huzzah! Woo! Who Rusty! I like that better, Pearl. Who Rusty! Yeah, all right. So here's kind of the next steps. What I need to do is I actually need to submit more paperwork, believe it or not, to get this settled as a DBA. So I'm going to end up doing that. And there's still a lot of other things that I need to accomplish before the private practice can formally be up and running. And that's some stuff that I'll be working on today. I need to, I've done a lot of things. I've got my electronic health record system up and running. I need to work on all of the paperwork that goes along with the practice. So all of the intake paperwork and stuff like that. I really want to get a better website. Right now I'm using sort of a cookie cutter website, which serves the functions that it needs to right now in terms of getting people scheduled. My schedule is mostly full. I've already got 13 clients and I only have 20 openings. So I'm most of the way there to having a full schedule, which I'm pretty happy about. And I think once I actually start advertising through like Psychology Today or something like that, I think it should be pretty easy to fill up those remaining spots. I say that now. Hopefully that's the case. So I have to do that. The website I think could also help. There's stuff that I want to do with the website that would be fun. I need to get onto the online directories. I need to buy a new computer that will be used only for work stuff. I need to get a business bank account. That's probably the next thing that I need to do because there's a lot that's the bottleneck right now. I've been having a really hard time figuring out what bank account to go with though, because there's a lot of different companies that do this stuff. Let me just kind of show you the ones that I've been sort of looking at. So there's something like Bluevine, which they are specifically targeting small businesses. I've heard some horror stories about them though that kind of push me away from them. There's also other online businesses. The advantage to them is you don't need to have like a minimum balance, and you know they can keep their overhead low, which then gets passed on to you. The disadvantage is the horror stories are about like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes they lock your account and you can't access your funds for like no reason. So another alternative is to look at credit unions locally, because then you have more of a direct relationship with them. Usually the rates are better. You are like not only the customer, but you're also partially like the owner, I guess, when you're part of a credit union. But the hard part with credit unions is that their websites aren't all that good, and sometimes they don't have certain services that you need. So do I have all these need to do items written down? I do. Yeah, I have a spreadsheet. Do this. Here, I'll show you something here real quick. You see that? Kind of. That. So I'm trying to figure out expenses and everything. I won't need a city business license, which is good. I already got this actually taken care of. So I need to update this a little bit. But yeah, there's a few things that I'm working on to get those settled. But yeah, it's looking good. Do you have homework? That's a good question. I mean, I'm going to be doing another stream very soon. Maybe even tomorrow, depending on how far I get today. Not all of the streams will be as interesting or engaging as this one maybe, but maybe it'll just be a sort of work with me type stream. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I feel like this is good progress. This really opens up a lot of things. And so sort of the next step is bank account. And that will open up so many doors. So I think we're gonna end here. And I'm gonna take this and do some work behind the scenes and then probably come back tomorrow. Uh, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things are going so far, and I'm just looking forward to continuing to push things forward. So anyway, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your help. This was a long process to figure this out, and in the end, we got to a name that I really like. I really am happy with Therapy with Micah as the business name. So I just appreciate all the feedback and input, and maybe we'll chat more tomorrow. But until then, hope y'all have a nice afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you're located, and we'll talk more soon. All right, bye.